Hello, this is Steve Dooley with Deer Camp Productions. Reynolds Forestry has commissioned us to create a whitetail management plan for an 80-acre tract located in Gurdon, Arkansas. We have named this 80-acre tract the Boat Ditch 80. This plan details how to hunt this property. This property has already been set up. It is ready to go. It is loaded with big deer and all other kinds of game as well. So what I have here today is a video showing what we have already done, ready for the new owner to take this tract and hunt it and hopefully harvest mature bucks. This 80 acres is located approximately 5 miles northeast of Gurdon. It is a quarter of a mile wide by half a mile long. It is basically an 80 acres, which is a 40 located on top of a 40. In the middle of this tract of land is a very steep and wide creek that is very deep. This creek is going to funnel deer through the property because it is so wide and deep that deer aren't going to cross it without having to cross it. It's not going to be a place that they're going to cross it just because they want to get to the other side. They're going to be pressed, they're going to be pressured, they're going to be chased. That's the reasons they would cross this creek. Otherwise, they're going to stay on the south side of it. This tract of land is divided up into several different ages of timber. It's all hardwood bottom. It's extremely flat. The green section does indicate 60-year-old hardwood. The brown section indicates 30-year-old hardwood. You can tell that the edges of these two age class of mature mass dropping hardwood trees are clearly defined on this map. But to show how important the edges are for whitetail movement, we're going to go back in time a little bit in a moment. Here we have a topo map of the area as it lays. This 80 is extremely flat, as you can tell. This tells us real quick that there aren't any kind of deviations in land that would create funnels or saddles or ridges for the deer to walk. Therefore, using the creek as an edge, and then the edge is located within of the different ages of hardwood coming together, are going to create the very crucial hunting locations for this 80 acres. Back in 94, you can see that there was an existing road here. You can also detail exactly where the timber line had stopped and the different age classes of timber lays. Again, these different age classes of timber create an edge that is so crucial to whitetail movement. In 94, as you can see here, the road did exist. This road has not been used in several decades. Reynolds Forestry opened up this road with dozers and opened it up so that we could access it. We've walked all over this land, and I have to tell you, this land has a lot of potential in the right hands if someone follows this plan out. This was 94. Here in 2001, you can see the deviations in the timber as the time has progressed. Here again in 2006, it's getting a little thicker, it's getting a little bigger in the younger stuff, but it's always creating this exact edge, which is so crucial for deer hunting this property. Here in 2009, 10, 2012, 13, 18, and 19. Wanted to show you these historically accurate aerial photos just so you can still see the identification of these edges that the white-tailed deer are going to travel. This gives them option of feed trees, gives them the options of a little thicker cover to jump in and hide if they need to real quick. And as you can see, this road has been faded out over the years. So this is the last aerial photo in 2019, 5 years ago. Reynolds Forestry did go in and opened it up. As you can see, this aerial photo shows a little bit better indication of the road that exists now. So whenever you open up a new road that hadn't been used in a long time, the pros are that it allows you to access the property correctly. The cons are that it also allows other people to access the property incorrectly. To deviate from that, to prevent trespassers, joyriders, and just people from being up to no good, Reynolds Forestry installed a gate here at the front. This gate is crucial to this property. Without this gate being here, you would have riffraff come through. And any kind of human intrusion is the worst aspect for chasing mature deer. They would stand and go live side by side with wild hogs, coyotes, bear, everything. But whenever a human enters the woods, that's the worst thing you can have for a mature whitetail deer. They are a different beast of their own. Whenever you get a mature buck that's 5.5, 6.5 years old, he did not get that old by being dumb. So keep in your mind that human intrusion is the worst factor for deer hunting any property, especially this one. And since it had just been opened up, a gate was installed to prevent that from happening. Reynolds Forestry installed 2 gates, one narrow, one wide. That way, log trucks could come in the future and harvest timber as needed. A very nice gate, very professional gate. So, going through the gate, you have an option of creating a screen here. This screen I am recommending as an option is only going to keep people that might pull up to the gate from looking down this long lane. It would also prevent deer that might come out in this long lane from seeing vehicles that might be parked at this truck. It's not an absolute necessity, but it is recommended. And this screening could be something simple as giant miscanthus, which is not native and it's not invasive. It doesn't grow everywhere. It only grows where you have planted the rhizomes. Other optional screening could be simple as some sagegrass. It could be eastern red cedar, something just to block the view from the gate looking down this road. Access to where the stand is going to be down this road. This was very important, opening up this road so that you can see once the stand is located at this point. Now this combines several different edges all in one spot. It opens up the edge of the road, and then it combines the edge of the timber, where you have the 2 different age classes of timber. You have the 60-year-old and the 30-year-old meeting one another, also combined with the road access. This is going to make it to where you have deer crossing in several different directions coming through here. And then to the north again, you have the creek, which is going to be very crucial to funneling deer along this creek bank because the creek is so wide and so steep banked. The stand has been located, and this is a lock stand, brand new stand that was put in place very strategically where it was put in place. This is the correct spot for this stand. If it's hunted correctly, it can produce mature bucks from this property right now. This land is ready to go. So to the north of the stand, a feeder has been established, and from night one, we were already getting pictures of deer coming to this feeder and eating the corn. This is a gravity feeder. It's a gravity feeder. That way, it's not a spinner feeder, which a spinner feeder throws the corn on the ground, pellets on the ground, and that allows other non-desirable target animals to harvest the feed, such as hogs, raccoons. With this being a gravity feeder, the deer can walk up, simply stick their nose into the gravity uh, feed chutes and eat without a lot of it being consumed by undesirable non-target animals. So the position of this feeder due north of the stand was set up so that it's exactly on this edge, which again is very important. And it also is in to the north of the stand. And when the fall of the year comes around, we do have a strong predominant north wind coming out of the north blowing south. I'm also recommending putting a mineral lick close to the feeder within 20 to 30 yards. The camera can be set up so that it can be angled at the feeder, but also encompass the mineral lick in the background. The minerals are going to be highly used early in the spring when young bucks are growing their new antlers for the year. It's going to be used highly a lot by does that are lactating, that have had fawns, pregnant does that are about to have fawns, and young fawns themselves. Every bit of mineral that's put out, deer will use. It's going to be very beneficial for the deer as the years go by. This is a mineral licks are a more of a long-term um, establishment that benefits the herd over years. Reynolds Forestry, after they opened up the the roads going through, they did already establish food plot grass, grasses into the roadbed itself with the new fresh dirt. A lot of it is cereal rye, a lot of it is Austrian winter peas with a mix of brassicas in it as well. These two food plots should be kept open for the years to come. These will be fall food plots, not spring food plots. Spring food plots may be kind of difficult for this property because it is such a low, low lying land, and it is bottom land. Therefore, it could be difficult to get equipment in to plant food plots as you would like to. These are going to be fall food plots though. So since it is a low laying hardwood bottom, I have not designed it for a spring food plot. That could be optional, but it's going to be weather permitting. So these food plots already exist and they need to be kept going every year. So for an alternate spot for bow hunters, and this could be a hunter that is hunting in a ground blind, could be um, or lock-on stand, however they want to. If they park at the gate, you see the red dotted line coming down to the edge of the 60-year mature timber hardwoods where it borders the 30-year hardwoods. Right here is going to be a great edge for deer hunting. This edge should be hunting with the winds from the south, so it'd be an early on fall, late summer archery type stand whenever the wind's blowing back towards the gate and back towards the where the truck vehicle would be parked. This allows an edge the deer will walk with the edge of the boundary of the property, and it also intersects with the edge of the timber break. Very, very crucial. Another spot would be continue to walk the property line down to the southwest corner over to the middle of the southern 40 where the same timber break comes along to the south line. Again, this is going to provide where two intersections will come through. These stands, alternate stand 1 and 2, should be established 20 to 30 yards on the inside of the property, but no further. The goal is and the reason I have this axis set up like this is so that you're not walking through the middle of this. This is where your deer are going to be feeding, bedding, where they're going to be spending a lot of their time. If you're in there, they won't be. We want to hunt the edges at alternate stand number 1 and alternate stand number 2. And these are the two best places for bow hunting. Alternate stand number 2 needs to be hunted with a north wind. Alternate stand number 1 needs to be hunted with the south wind. Very strategically located. Very, very important to hunt these with the correct wind. Never forget the wind. Always observe the wind, know which way it's blowing, and you hunt according to that. So we put together this whitetail management plan. I have a written plan that's very detailed. It encompasses all aspects of everything on this land, from the edges to the wind directions that should be hunted, and also includes considerations for wild hogs and such. If you have any questions or need any further information, please don't hesitate to call me at 870-904-3755. We'll be glad to answer any of your questions you might have. But I do want to say again, this 80 acres is a very special 80 acres. It's loaded down with game, especially deer and turkeys, and it's ready to hunt as is right now. So please reach out and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.